The college football experience, Indiana, Oregon reaction show on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Yes, Underdog is hooking up new customers. Play just $5, get $75 in bonus funds when you sign up with our promo code. That is TCESGPN. So do that. And remember, as always, folks, to let it ride.
This is Brian Bosworth, a.k.a. The Boz, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, brother. Peace out. Boz out.
Football experience preview and picks episode. I'm sorry, preview and picks reaction episode. Destruction reaction show. YouTube.com/the college experience. Get on over. This is I guess preview. We're previewing the Natty, I guess, to a certain extent. Wow, it just went final. I don't know, 30 minutes ago.
Shit was final 3 hours ago.
Yeah. I mean, 56-22, the Indiana Hoosiers get it done. We will talk all about it. But if you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, my name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I'm probably drinking too much and celebrating too much and not sleeping. Would have killed a normal man, but no, that's gone. The medical advice I got from that was like being hit by lightning. Pretend it never happened and get on with your life.
Not only did I have the Indiana Hoosiers, I outlined that shit. Whew. Never a doubt. Never a doubt. From the first snap, never a doubt. I am joined by my co-host. He is also the host of the College Basketball Experience, which will be going live in about 45 minutes. Give it up for former staffer at Austin Peay with the Governor, South Carolina with the Gamecocks, and West Virginia with the Mountaineers, Ryan McIntyre, a.k.a. Monetlawn Mac. What's up, man?
I did not have the Hoosiers. Hey, you know what? If you're going to lose one, lose it like that.
Sweat free.
Didn't have to sweat that one.
Mac tonight. Come on, make it Mac tonight.
I mean, there's just so many things I want to talk about here out the gate. But first, well, let me see if I can do this. We can start off with the first play of the game. D'Angelo Pons, JMU transfer. Pick 6 for a touchdown. Elijah Surratt, JMU transfer, 2 touchdowns. Oh, Kalen Black, rushing touchdown, JMU transfer. Oh, no, that can't be it. Aiden Fisher, the 4th down stop on 4th and 1. JMU transferred. The forced fumble. Kamara with the sack. I mean, multiple sacks and a forced fumble on the D line from JMU transfers. It's a safety concern. We shouldn't have the Ducks playing in a game like this. No matter how many 12-year-olds they have making shoes on 34-hour shifts, all right, in Cambodia, we should not let them play in a game of this magnitude, right? It's not. Oh, you know what? I could key on it even more. We could talk about this. I mean, you want to talk about this? How about we can finally put to bed these recruiting rankings that were so prestigious? They were used as a prop for years to prop up these teams, and it was all horseshit, in my opinion. A lot of years of horseshit, but I mean, if they were so on it, there's this guy named Cam Ward who was the first pick of the draft last year. But look, how about this? 58 4 and 5 stars for Oregon. 58.
How many did Alabama have?
Yeah, shit, probably around the same, if not more, right?
Yeah.
First off, there is 0 5-stars for Indiana, and they have a 105-man roster. Majority of these are 2 or 3 stars. There is 7 4-star players, and with that, a lot of those are from the transfer ranking system. You know what I mean? So we can finally lay that to rest of this recruiting ranking shit. I put that in the chat. It's just as the poll question, but your thoughts on the game, your thoughts on recruiting rankings being a complete sham, and the fact that people got over and covered the sport with this bullshit for so long, like that they had jobs to measure the talent, and it's like, how many times can we talk about this? You can go back. You can go back to the days of fucking Barry Sanders. You know what I mean? Like, you can go on and on. LaDainian Tomlinson. You can go there's a million examples of this. But anyway, your thoughts on everything.
Oh, dude, the fucking recruiting rankings have been in basketball and football just so overblown for so long.
It's propaganda for the teams, right? It's just to sell season tickets. It's to sell season tickets. Yeah.
For individuals to make a living selling those recruiting rankings. This was an ass whipping. My whole thing was, I think Oregon could stay in the same because I don't think they're going to have to play from behind. But when you throw a pick 6 on the first play of the game and then you fumble twice inside your 5 and 15-yard line, there was no chance. Once they got behind the sticks. You let Indiana be able to pin their ears back defensively on the defensive line, you're not coming back. They don't make mistakes. So hats off to Cignetti. They were able to get in front. They played well in front. And Mendoza, he's been awesome all year. That's the best I've seen him all year. I don't think he missed a throw all night.
Yeah, well, that's the thing too, is Oregon's offense has been trash in these big games and was pretty much, with the exception of the first drive, the scripted drive, it was trash yet again. But I just want to key in on how well prepared Indiana is. Cignetti, that might be his greatest strength. It's either that or identifying talent that could play. But go back to the Aiden Fisher 4th down and 1. They do this like misdirection play, right?
The fullback.
Yes.
5, yeah.
Dude, and he didn't bite on it for 1 fucking second.
Yep.
So and the same with D'Angelo Pons. Yeah, the pick 6 on the first play of the game, he breaks before the wideout. Watch the tape on that. He breaks. He knows what the fuck is coming. So the preparation that is put into this by Cignetti's staff and the players the fact that they can identify this thing from the start is super fucking impressive. Like, and we're sitting here, man, they're on the verge of going 16-0, which would be the first team to do that since the 1800s, like 1894 Yale Bulldogs or some shit. This is an era where they told us, hey, now they still have to win one game, but that it's impossible to go undefeated, right? Yeah. They said nowadays, and then, the talent spread out. The talent spread out. Yes, it's more spread out, but the thing is that they're not even going by your talent rankings. So they're about to. This is one of the most dominant runs I've seen in my life. LSU in 2019. I'm the Nebraska in like 94, 95. Like, one of the Alabama teams. But this is up there with that, man. Especially if they put it on Miami. Think of this playoff run. What they would have done to do this. You know what I mean? Like, they've destroyed everybody, man. With the exception of a close call against Iowa and Penn State, they've kind of put it on everybody. I guess the Ohio State game a little bit, but super fucking impressive to see that. That's one of the things that jumps out to the most to me. It was how well prepared they are. And then you look at the team. The whole team is cast-offs, man. Fernando Mendoza, 1 Power 5, and that was a late scholarship. And that's another thing about this upcoming game. Fernando Mendoza's dad was a high school teammate of Mario Cristobal.
They were offensive linemen together.
Yeah. Well, and his mom is a grad from Miami University. She was on the tennis team at Miami, right?
There's a lot of headlines here going into this game. It's going to be a fun natty.
Well, my thing is like, damn well they sent their tape to Cignetti. To Cristobal, because that was his first year at Miami. Damn well, and they look the other way. This is like Seth Greenberg at Virginia Tech to a certain extent. Remember, Del Curry was Virginia Tech's all-time leading scorer, just a classic player, one of their only players that played in the NBA besides him and like Bimbo Coles. And they just ignored his tape, Steph Curry's tape.
And Cristobal coached against them last year. Fuck, Mendoza should have beat them.
It should have beat him by 1,000%.
That Pac-12 after dark, Cam Ward crazy fucking rigged ref game.
Yes. But then you also have Cignetti against his former James Madison defensive coordinator and Corey Heatherman, which I think is a great storyline too. So you get all that going on. But man, I want to break down the other side of this coin to a certain extent because we're sitting here. But first, let's get paid here. Folks, want to tell you that the college football experience is brought to you by, us. We are part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Get access to all of our free picks and podcasts in one convenient place. That is the SGPN app. Download it for free in the App Store. Just type in SGPN. And remember, as always, to let it ride. We're also brought to you by Kalshi. Yes, Kalshi is a real money prediction market, legal in all 50 states. Yes, all 50 states. You can trade tons of markets in sports, including college football, college hoops, NFL, NBA, NHL, and much, much more. You could even trade props like first touchdown. Look, besides sports, they have a ton of other markets, including politics, weather, entertainment. So jump on over there. New Kalshi customers get $20 when you use the promo code SGPN. That's Kalshi, Kalshi, promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Yes, Underdog is your home for pick'em entries where you can win up to 5,000 times the amount of money you enter. Look, Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5. You get $75 in bonus funds when you sign up with our promo code. That is TCE SGPN. All right, we are back. And shout out to the chat. The chat's been rolling along here. I got $20 from Curt Cignetti. Shout out to that. Appreciate you. Congratulations.
It was even worse. I went back in on Oregon right after the pick six. I said, "Oh, here we go. I'm getting 8.5 now." I go, "This could be one possession game." Nope.
Yeah. Shout out to Nick in the chat. Gave us $20. Let's go, boys. I had Oregon, but I'm not mad at you guys. It's all love. Yeah. Thanks to the chat, but also I want to talk about Oregon for a second, man, because Dan Lanning, you can make a case. I know that the program seems to be doing fine, making the playoffs each year, but at the same time, Phil Knight's trying to win a natty. They spend like they're trying to win a natty. What was it? 34-7 out the gate last year against Ohio State. Well, this was what?
It felt like that game again. It was 34 nothing.
Yeah. I mean, this one was 35-7 at halftime.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't forget the Georgia game where he started. Something about them getting their ass kicked by the super elite. Now, obviously they do a great job with that, with everybody else, like with, taking care of business against some of the other schools, but man, do they get their ass whooped on a, when they get to this level. And I know, shout out to Ty Duck fan, a friend of ours, a fan of ours that jumps in the show a lot. I know he's having a rough night, so I'm not gonna bury you, brother, but, cause he was telling us we need to be betting this. Yeah. Yeah.
He needs some pie after all that shit he was talking all week.
But where are you at with Lanning? Because honestly, like Oregon has one of the bigger payrolls in all of college football. So you're paid to win these games. And Indiana, certainly, I know they have Mark Cuban money coming in now, but this team was not built with a crazy NIL. It was not. It's going to be, I think, moving forward. Mm-hmm. But everyone could have got Elijah Surratt. Everyone could have got, all these guys, Kalen Black and Aiden Fisher, Kamara on the D line. Like these guys, it was all Big Ten last year, right? They all could have got these guys, and they didn't. So I still think it says something, dude, that you basically took a team and just whooped their ass with like a fifth of them. Like I would love to know what Indiana spent on football, but this is hilarious from that regard. I mean, a lot of these guys were FCS guys. Kamara on the D line was at JMU when they were in the FCS. You know what I mean? Like Elijah Surratt was a St. Francis, PA Red Flash transfer to JMU. So FCS guy. And you just went and whooped Oregon's ass.
It's hard to kill Lanning because he's 48-8. And it kind of reminds me of Ryan Day a little bit before he finally won a natty, or what Cristobal's doing right now. But it is concerning that the last 2 years they've gotten their fucking ass kicked in these games. Like it's one thing to lose, and if they just lost a what 27-20
Yeah.
tonight,
Yeah.
it'd be like,
Yeah.
hey man, tip your cap to Indiana. But to get your ass beat by 40 points to a team in your league, like come on, like that's ridiculous. I'm with you. He's not on the hot seat, obviously. He's what 26-3 in the last 2 years. They've only lost 3 games, and they seem to only lose to the national champion or eventual national champion. But at some point, he does have to win a big game, just like Sarkisian at Texas. That would be the comparison I have. Him and
Yeah.
Sark are very similar.
See, Brad, I'll push back on you here. Yes, they have the pocket, they have the money brokers there, but they didn't spend on the roster. Short of Mendoza coming from Cal, which they outbid, Miami and Georgia and a few other schools, I think. Everybody else, Kalen Black, no one offered him money from JMU. You know what I mean? Like they would have left for more money. These guys, this whole roster, a lot of this roster, I would say like the stars of this team were not big NIL grabs. Surratt, I think Amari Cooper could have been, I know he was, my point is someone could have outbid him when Cignetti was coming in, right? Aiden Fisher, their linebacker from JMU, both the D linemen from JMU that wreck havoc. How about the other guy who's out right now, Stephen Daly from Kent State?
Yeah.
Right. Pons, the corner, the safety who transferred from a JUCO ranks. No, I don't buy that these guys, if you had more money, they would have went there. Cignetti would have said, okay, I'm not going to pay up for this. But Cignetti identified this talent a while ago. I guarantee you, had Alabama came in for Elijah Surratt when they were transferring up, he would be at Alabama. So I refuse to buy that. But they do have money, and moving forward, they're incredibly scary because they've ignited that money. That's why I'm saying they are going to be the team to beat, I think, for the coming years. Now, it doesn't mean certain years, Ohio State or Michigan or whoever, Oregon could get them. But this roster was not compiled by a shit ton of money. I know that for sure.
What, 15-20 mil?
I mean, I just know these JMU guys. No Power 5 school were calling these fucking JMU guys. You cannot tell. Like, maybe after year one, and you had to pay to retain. After making the playoffs last year, maybe they hit up Elijah Surratt, and Indiana's like, okay, we gotta retain these guys. Then you can sell me on that. But I know for sure that these guys were not just like hot commodities. Look at and here's a great way to know that we're right here is look at the transfer portal rankings. They didn't even have a top 25 class. So that tells you right there that they're not even trying to, like, Texas Tech was number 1 for a reason because the money was being spent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
I will be interested going forward. Obviously, Indiana has to win the next game. When they start getting more highly touted guys and paying guys, if they can keep this culture that they have right now, that they were able to bring from JMU and then plug and play and then add certain pieces around it that fit perfectly. So that's something for the future. But obviously, the only thing that matters right now is winning the goddamn national championship.
Yeah. So we get Indiana, Miami in 9 days. I hate that 9-day wait. Shout out to Abner. The U is back. Congratulations, man. I know Abner, diehard Miami Hurricanes fan.
Speaking of the U, remember that stat last night that we were busting the announcers' balls about? Nobody's ever had a chance to win a natty in their home stadium. Miami's won 3 out of their 5 national championships.
That's what I'm saying.
Orange Bowl. What are you talking
and
about?
LSU has 2 at the Sugar Bowl, which is like, if you've been to the state of Louisiana, there's only 1 Power 5 school in the state of Louisiana.
Yeah.
Go to New Orleans. It is LSU City. So yeah. I know it's not technically their home stadium, but they play a lot of games there over the years. No, that counts. Yeah. I mean, what a fucking outcome here. So, I want to talk about the matchup in a second here. And shout out to Colorado State for covering that as well. We'll talk about that on the basketball show here very shortly. But first, I want to tell you that the college football experience is brought to you by Novig. Novig is America's #1 sports prediction market. With Novig, you're getting the best prices because they're an exchange. Download the Novig app. Get $50 when you spend $5 if you use our promo code. That is SGPN. So get in on the action with Novig. Promo code SGPN. And we're also brought to you by Rhythm. Rhythm has been crushing it in right now. The NFL, crushed the NFL regular season, especially on props. Last season they were even better in the NFL playoffs. They went 22-12 on reception props, 6-1 on pass TD props. Unbelievable. 9-4 on rush yard props, 2-0 on interception props, and 21-13 on rush attempt props. And obviously college basketball is up and running over there as well. Over 300 schools. Rhythm has predictions for every game, every night, just like our show. It pairs perfectly with our show, the College Basketball Experience. Super easy to sign up. You can run predictions off the house model or make your own and mess around with those sliders. Use the promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app. That's RITHMM for 25% off your first month. Download Rhythm. Promo code SGPN25. I want to hit on this, man. We're back on the College Football Experience, and you're good. I saw the line is Indiana laying 7.5. But also, how about Indiana Hoosier Nation showing up to Atlanta? Because my first thoughts is Abner, man, close your ears. You better tell your boys to show the fuck up because Indiana's got money. And I'm starting to believe that like Hard Rock Stadium is going to be an Indiana crowd, despite it being Miami's home stadium. I think it might be, man.
A couple of years ago.
Yeah, I think it might be. I think the Canes fans got to get their shit together. They got to come out to this, man. Abner, you need to pull a Blues Brothers and just fucking put the microphone on top of your car and drive around fucking South Florida, saying go one time national championship here.
Think about it from the Indiana perspective. It's your first ever time in this position, and you can leave the state of Indiana in the middle of mid-January where it's
go to Florida. Yeah,
going out in Miami, get drunk. Oh my! Maybe get a natty. Oh my God, dude! The Hoosiers are going to flood that city. Listen, I knew there were going to be a lot of Indiana fans tonight. I did not see that coming.
Yeah. How about those ECU fans? By the way, shout out to those ECU fans that were there tonight. I think we had more ECU fans than we did Oregon fans there.
Yeah. I mean, there were more West Virginia fans. There were Steve Sladen there and Pat McAfee. That was more already than Oregon. I mean, fucking Oregon. What the fuck? Show up for your team. That was pathetic.
I mean, here's the problem with like to defend some of these fan bases. It's tough to ask. Like I know Ole Miss fans that showed up, all right, but that stadium still was Michael Barker College Football Campus Tour was showing the top row of that shit, and that shit was empty yesterday.
Yeah,
at the top row. They did have more than Miami, but they should. Miami's a private school; they don't have that big of an alumni base.
Yeah,
but I think it's tough to ask. I was thinking about this. I was like, some of these fan bases, you're asking them regular season wise, you're probably already traveling, right? It's like Ole Miss is at LSU or something, or, wherever, at Bama, whatever. Like you pick a game or two, you probably hit the road. But then in Indiana's case, they were in the Big 12, the Big 10 championship. Now that was in Indianapolis. Okay, maybe that's not the best example. But my point is that you got to keep traveling. You know what I mean? Like, so if you went, it's like, you don't know if you're going to win the game. So it's like, man, let's throw all my money into going to, Miami for when they play Texas Tech, because we don't know that we're going to win that. We think we're going to win that. But then the very next week you're like, fuck, we got to go back to Atlanta. I don't have the fucking money to do that. I have fatigue, right? Financially and just travel fatigue, right?
Yeah.
So then you're like, wait a second. But then if they win that, you go back to Miami. It's just unrealistic for these fans to have that much money. You know what I mean? Like,
had to go Miami, Atlanta, Miami.
That's insane.
Which is why.
And they didn't. And remember last year they played in the Big Ten championship. So some of these years you're asking your team to go to the Big Ten championship in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Then even if you host a game, you get a 1 week break and then it's boom, boom, boom. It's so dumb. You need to be playing on campus.
It should be campus all the way to the Natty. Just like, honestly, I know we don't really like the NFL, but the NFL has the format right.
Yeah.
You earn home field all the way through until the national championship.
I think the only way you could shit on the NFL format is like your division winner, like the Carolina Panthers, are hosting a game. Yeah, it's a team that won more games than them, and that's the one where you say, "Wait a second."
Although
I know they won their division, they should make the playoffs.
Jamie,
but should they be? But what's that?
I said JMU or Tulane would have hosted then if we had that.
Well, but JMU went 13-1.
Yeah.
So like I actually believe like in a large playoff, they should probably host a game. Right?
Yeah.
If you have to me, if there's a team that goes that now Tulane, I think would have to hit the road. To me, like if you are great the whole season, I think you deserve to host a playoff game. Right? Now, if you are like what's Carolina's record this year? They're like fucking 7-9 or something like that, right?
8-9. They play 17.
Yeah.
They lost their last two and they got in.
And the Redskins did this one year. The Seahawks did this a couple host. That's kind of fucked up for the other. So I mean, yes, but going back to your original point, they do have it right. Besides that, like the home games, just the one neutral site game should be the championship. Right?
And the NFL sites suck. It's like, dude, if we did this all the way through until the Natty, can you imagine a Final Four game tonight at fucking Indiana where fucking Oregon would have had to go there? Whew. Or Miami would have had to go to Ole Miss.
Yes, Ole Miss. That could have changed that game completely.
Yes,
completely. Because Ole Miss had they had a lead with 2 minutes left. Imagine if that shit was in Oxford, they probably win that game, right? But honestly, think about your fans. Unless you're Mark Cuban or something, I can't see that many fans having that much money. You're talking about like the 1% of your alumni base.
Yeah.
To hit the road, especially it's during the holidays too. So you might be going somewhere for Christmas naturally. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So like you're asking them, we go to Indianapolis. Okay, then we're hosting in Eugene. What if you don't live in Eugene? It's a college town. So what if you live in Seattle or something? You still have to make a weekend out of it. Then boom, you got to jump all the way over to Miami. Right? But before that, you got to go wherever to Christmas. Your family's from Chicago. Who the fuck knows? Your wife's family's from Chicago. Then you got to go boom, Miami. Then you got to come back to Seattle. Then you go boom, Atlanta. You come back to Seattle, then back to Miami. That's insane.
You may not even have the PTO. Some people
It's such a dumb format. It's such a dumb format.
And get out of these fucking domes. These domes suck.
These stadiums are trash.
You talk about the Sugar Bowl. Fuck the Sugar Bowl. Fuck the Peach Bowl. Fuck all of them except the Rose Bowl. This fucking bowl games, these bowls in these fucking neutral site bowl domes where it's half empty.
Well, even more hilarious is like it's half empty sometimes.
Yeah.
And then your grass is terrible. Like the studies say this too. Like you're much more likely to get an injury. If we're talking player safety, if we're gonna have these ridiculous targeting calls, well, look up the percentage of fucking injuries that happen on fucking artificial grass.
How many Miami players fell down last night on that fucking bullshit turf?
One quick Google, it's like a 40%. You're 40% chance higher of getting injured on fucking artificial turf.
Yeah.
So I mean, and also I mean, like Dion did artificial grass to a Folsom Field, and I read a big article on his reasoning why. He was like, the game is faster. We can put our elite athletes. Well, if the game's faster, isn't that more likely to lead to concussions? Right. So like, if the game's faster, you're smashing into each other. I thought we're trying to get rid of concussions. Like, I just don't get it. I don't get it.
Speaking of concussions, we didn't have an Indiana player thrown out in the second half, right? I'm trying to remember.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
We didn't have an Indiana player thrown out for targeting.
No, and that's another thing. We got a 7.5 point spread with one of Miami's starting defensive backs suspended the first half. They need to overturn that shit. That is ridiculous that he misses the national fucking championship on a horrible call where no one fucking agreed with it for playing football. Absolutely.
Saban's going to get that done. Saban was talking about that at length on the game day. So I would imagine if Saban is going to be that outspoken about it, it'll probably get done. Because Cristobal is one of his boys, even though I guess Cignetti is too. But they got to get rid of that rule completely. Like he should
only
be
only if like in my opinion, you should never be like, if you want to call these stupid things, get the ejection out of there. I've only seen like maliciously targeting like 3 or 4 times a year. In some years, it's not even 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
To call it every game, I feel like almost every game multiple times. It just shouldn't exist because it's not malicious. It's just playing football, and a lot of that shit is accidental. You don't know your running back's gonna turn or the receiver's gonna lower his head. You don't know that. It's very hard to do that. And if you talk to Joe Schmo that has never played football, they don't understand. They don't understand it. Like you really have to play it to know it. You know what I mean? Like you've had to play the game to say, well, I was trying my best to do this and I have no fucking idea. I'm trying to square up and tackle, but you can't project movement, especially with how fast it is. I mean, even like the shitty level that I played at before, like you could not, I still don't think you could project where. So imagine these super fast fucking athletes.
Yeah.
You would have no fucking idea what to do. You're like, holy shit, let me just respond.
You and I had a conversation. I'm not going to throw this person under the bus that clearly never played football. That was like, well, you know the rule, just don't hit him in the head. And you and I were trying to explain to this motherfucker, if I'm going full speed at you, and by the way, I'm trying to make a play on the ball. So like I'm trying to do three things at once. I'm trying to tackle you, I'm trying to bat the ball down, and I'm trying to cover you at the same time. If I start going for your knees or your legs, like the rule of the law says you're supposed to do, and then at the last, when I go to launch or whatever the fuck the term is, go to tackle you, and you at the last second just start falling down and then lower your head, you can't control that you hit him in the head. You're not going to be able to.
And we're not even mentioning like the abrupt slide shit from the quarterbacks, where like you have no idea when they're going to slide.
Yes.
Some of them don't slide. Fucking Carson Beck ran over two people in the Ohio State game, and I feel bad for the defenders because you're like, wait, I didn't want to tag the guy because I don't want to get kicked out of the game. I don't want to do a 15-yard penalty to my team in a critical moment. So they have all the and it's just a bad rule. It's not, it goes against the origin of the game of how to play football. So I understand it, like that Pitt safety 2 years ago that just went out of his way. Okay, that's when you call it. But to call it the way they do and to impact people, throw him out of the game and have this, he's missing the first half of the Natty. It's just ridiculous. Yeah, someone should be fired for that. Whoever set the rule up, they should be fired for that. Right? Whoever called it as targeting, knowing the refs that sat there, knowing that you're going to put this guy out of the national championship potentially. Shame on them, dude. Those are piles of shit, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like, I guarantee you, if I was one of the refs and they're sitting there, I'd be like, guys, we can't. If Miami wins this game, this kid, and Ole Miss had a targeting that was not called, but they actually looked at it. But you got to have that conversation. We could be jeopardizing this guy's national championship experience. What are we doing? Right? Anyway, looking at the national championship, 7.5 point spread. I know we have a quick reaction on this, because I know we have our pick show next week with the bet detective CJ Sullivan. But right now, 7.5. What would you do?
It's hard to bet against Indiana, even though I've done it the last 2 times very unsuccessfully. I'd probably take Miami. They're at home.
7.5. They are at home, but are they at home?
Yeah,
they're an hour away from campus, right?
They have a common opponent here in the last month, Ohio State. So, like,
true.
As good as Indiana has looked in the last 2 games, Miami's looked pretty damn good too. They went on the road. So it's like, I don't know. I got to
if I'm being honest, I don't know that Miami. I thought Miami was more impressive against A&M and Ohio State than they were against Ole Miss, because I felt like they dominated the game, but they still almost lost it
because they were favored. And Cristobal,
I mean, some of it was that targeting bullshit, but I'm saying they still almost lost that game, and I was going to sit there when Ole Miss had that lead. And I was like, oh my God, is Ole Miss going to win this game? Because this would be such a bad loss for Miami, because they look like, if you took away the scoreboard, it felt like Miami dominated that football game. So yeah, I don't know. My first reaction would be take Indiana, because I think they're going to go undefeated, but you do get 2 weeks to prep. Curious with we won't know the fan turnout shit.
Until the day of the game.
Yeah, until the day of the game, I think. But
you gotta think Miami's gonna show up in their own stadium, right?
You would think they gotta have some rich fucking alums too, man, that are flying in and shit. I don't know.
I mean, they showed up for Notre Dame this year. I know this is a different deal.
The problem is this, though. Well, Indiana is so well prepared. I just don't know if Miami's going to be able to do anything offensively. But I'll tell you that watching Heatherman, who knows Cignetti and let's not forget, like Shanahan, the OC, that he was the OC at JMU and Elon too. So this DC has gone up against him a ton in practice. It makes for a compelling fucking national championship.
And you could say the other way around. Cignetti knows him.
Yeah, and the same with their OC. So I mean, I am fascinated by this game. So I think we got a really good one to end the season. And I want to mention this before we get out of here. You know the ACC's deal, right?
What
for the playoffs? I read that Miami's already made $40 million. Was it 40 or 20? A big number to be wrong on. Let me see if I can.
All because Florida State bitched a couple years ago.
Yes, but hold on. I
So
actually think
now Miami's making that money.
Miami ACC. Let me just search this real quick. I want to be accurate on this. Yeah, $20 million. They also get $3 million in travel expenses, so $23 million right now, right? Because they're playing at home, right? And I think if they win it, they get another check, right? So the ACC gets none of that, but I actually think it's genius because I think it puts pressure on the SEC and Big Ten. Because Miami's they already have big booster money. Now they just made that much money and they might win. They might make more if they win this game. So I think it's going to keep Miami super strong because they're going to have a shit ton of money. In similar vein as Notre Dame last year, Notre Dame made $40 million, I think it was, right? If that's the case, Mac, I think that's really good for the ACC. I know people will say, well, the rest of the teams didn't get the money, but that power team of yours that gets there gets to retain all that money. And that's an advantage, I think, against the SEC and Big Ten that I think could really work out long-term for them, especially the more you add teams. They're already talking about going to 16, 24, 32, whatever Petiti is saying. So if you do that and you have more teams doing that, I think that's an advantage for the conference, man.
I agree.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch over the next couple of years. So, Abner says, I believe Florida State sued the ACC for Miami to get paid. That is great. That is great, brother. Enjoy it, man.
It's hilarious.
We got to do the basketball show. Give us like 5-10 minutes. We are doing the basketball show. Moneyline Max on Twitter at Moneyline_Mac. I'm on Twitter at DColbyD. We will have the Wednesday pick show covering this game. Deeper analysis. We'll give out some props as well. I hit the alt line today. I fucking right before the game. I mean, I took Surratt yardage over, which I think I lost on. I got to double check my book because unless he caught it on the final drive. Then I went alt line on Indiana, which smashed. So yeah, let's go. Folks, we are the college football experience. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.
Run and shoot.